Welcome back. So, let me give you the scoop on today. It is snowing, like so much snow, everything's shut down, and I need to film. So, we're just in cozy clothes. My hair is braided because I'm working out after this. We're just gonna do some makeup. Does that sound good? Okay. If you're new here, I'm Andrea. Welcome to Andrea Fontana Beauty. I'm a professional makeup artist specializing in bridal makeup, but I also share my passion for thrifting and secondhand living and food. Those are my three things: beauty, food, secondhand living. And if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, you should subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. If you're not new, welcome back. Today, we are going to be trying out the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation. I picked this up. Ooh, it looks like it's gonna be way too pale for me, but it also could just be the packaging because it's like this frosted glass container. So it could just be the container, but we'll see here. When I hold it up, it looks way too pale, but we'll see how that goes. I've been hearing really great things about this if you're somebody that likes light to medium coverage, so we're gonna try that out. Then I also feel like using this palette today. It's in my current makeup rotation and I haven't been using it that much, so we'll see what we come up with, but it's likely gonna be just a nice, easy, everyday makeup look. I think the only thing new we're trying out is the Sephora product, but I think everything else is from my current makeup rotation. I'm gonna start by putting some Weleda Skin Food on. That's how I like to start every makeup application in the winter. I mean, especially in the winter, but also in the summer sometimes, depending on the look I'm going for. And I'm also gonna put some Lana Lips. Let's see if I can get it out. This my studio is pretty chilly, and when I film I can't turn on my space heater because it makes too much noise. So this always likes to solidify. It's also like I keep it right by the window, so it's in the coldest spot in my studio. But all right, now that I feel nice and hydrated, let's zoom you in a little bit. There, that's better. You're moving around. Okay, I need to not bump the chair. We're gonna start with my skin today. We don't ever do that because I really truly just want this to be a quick little easy thing. I'm going to, what do I want to do? Do I want to use Lumi? No, I was going to use my Lumi Glotion because I like to use that, but we're going to skip that because I just want to see how this applies to my skin. Okay, so it has a pump. I got the shade 4N. Do I know anything else besides that? Nope, 4N. I'm guessing I got 4 Neutral would be my guess. That's very pale. Let's see what happens. So I put a pump on the back of my hand and we're just gonna buff this in. We've got a good breakout over here, so that'll be nice to kind of test out. I will say, how do we feel about that color match? I do feel like it's a tad light. I mean, look, when you do that, it's a tad light. I could go a shade deeper, but I see two positive things from this. One, I'm not super pale. Like, I mean, I'm pale for me, but like compared to like the range of skin tones that exist, I'm not super pale in the winter. So it's kind of comforting to know that I'm if I went down a shade, I would be the potentially 5th lightest shade or deeper, and to know that there are options for people that are fairer than me, that's really cool. Now, I haven't seen the deeper end of things, so I don't know if they have a good range deeper wise, but I will say that just blended in really nicely. Let me look at this up close. It blended in really nicely. I will say it's definitely light coverage. Let's see if we can build it up. I'm gonna do a second layer in some of the, like where my redness is and my chin where I have some breakouts happening. But other than that, I mean, it's not quite as glowy as I normally like, but I mean, it's what my Glotion is for. We're just gonna ignore how my hair is falling out, okay? Okay, so let's actually go in with, I'm gonna put a second pump on the back of my hand. The other thing I was saying, the second great thing about this being 4N and being a little bit too light for me is that I feel like you can't really tell. So that's pretty cool. When something is not as full of coverage, there's usually a little more wiggle room when you're in between shades, if that makes sense. It's not like when it's full coverage and it's too light, I mean, you can tell. I'm just going to put a nice little second layer of that on. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we can tell this one definitely looks like it has more coverage than this side. So that definitely built up. I do feel like it's super light on my skin, as in the feeling of it. Like it doesn't really feel like there's anything on my skin, which is nice. I'd be curious to see, I'll have to try it out with my Lumi Glotion underneath, not mixed. I don't think this is one that I would mix it with, because then it would basically be no coverage at all. It's already such light coverage on its own that I feel like it would just kind of like waste the product and be pointless. But interested to see what it looks like with the Lumi Glotion underneath it, because I think a good amount of it will show through, and I think if I want it to be dewy, I think it'll be easy to achieve that. I like that. I don't think it looks super made up. I mean, I can see why they call it best skin ever. I mean, let's wait till the end and really see how everything pulls together. But for somebody who likes no makeup, I'm vibing with that. I think that's cool. I like it. Okay, I'm going in with my Juvia's Place I Am Magic concealer. Luckily, this is a shade that's pretty fair for me. It's the shade 20, which I think is Lima. No, it's the shade 20. My foundation is in the shade Lima. Yeah, I don't think it has a name. Okay, so this is a really good match for this concealer, which is nice. And honestly, if I had to pick, I'd rather wear a super light coverage foundation and then just conceal in the areas where I need a little extra. So I'm perfectly fine with the amount of coverage that this foundation has. Okay, those two look nice together. Next, I'm gonna go in with my number 7 Lift and Illuminate powder. We're just gonna set under the eyes and everywhere else that I concealed. Again, my biggest trick when you are setting your under eye concealer, if creasing is an issue for you under the eyes, once you apply your concealer and you blend it out, don't keep looking up and then set your powder. So maybe like get your powder ready to go. If you look down and give the concealer a chance to move and crease before you set it, it's harder to set it against creasing. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So if you were to like blend it in, keep looking up, grab your powder, then go in, you're less likely to get creasing. Okay. I mean, that's pretty covered under there, that blemish. The blemish is kind of hard to see anyways because it's like right on my jawline. So I don't know how well that's coming up, but she's definitely there and she's definitely got texture and she's very grumpy. But I just don't care if she's like super covered today because I'm not leaving the house. Too snowy for that. Next, sometimes I like to take a powder brush and just like buff over everything so that like if there's too much powder, it just like blends it out a little bit better. There we go. Helps me look a little more natural. Next, honestly, I think we're gonna take a little bit of my bronzer from my current makeup rotation. Again, most of this is my current makeup rotation. So this one's from Makeup Geek. It's discontinued, so I'm sorry about that, but I mean, you can see I'm so close to using this up. I'm just trying to get it done with. I do love the product. I wouldn't be so worried if I hated the product, but I like the product, so I'm just trying to use her up. So we're doing a quick bronze of the whole face. Then I've been really loving this blush from Dior. It is Peachy Keen, and it has a matte and shimmery side. But it's a super natural blush. I kind of like mix the two and just pop it on. You know I'm a sucker for a peachy blush. And then we're gonna take my e.l.f. Bite Size Face Duo in Lychee, and I'm gonna take the highlighter shade here and get just the littlest bit on the cheekbone. Now I'm going back in with that powder brush and just kind of like lightly, I'm not applying a lot of pressure, but I'm just kind of whoop, whoop, just making sure things are blended and looking good. I really like how that foundation looks. Super natural. I like it. I like it, I like it, I like it. Here's my conundrum with it. I feel like because it's called Best Skin Ever, you're gonna buy this and think like, oh, my makeup is going to look like I have, like it's going to look like I have the best skin ever. Whereas if you take good care of your skin and you have healthy skin and you don't have a lot of problem issues, yes, I think it's gonna look like you have the best skin ever. If you have a lot of discoloration or fine lines or acne, just specific issues that you necessarily don't want to accentuate or you're looking to cover up with your makeup, do I think this is gonna make you look like you have the best skin ever? That I don't know. It could. Maybe, I mean, I just don't think it did very much for me right here. So if I had like breakouts on my cheek or on my forehead, do I think that it would make me look like I have the best skin ever? No. So that's kind of like an issue with marketing, you know? Like they're trying to make you think that you're gonna look like you have the best skin ever just because you buy this, which obviously how your makeup looks is so much more than just the makeup you put on, but also what you do with your skin and what your current status of your skin is. So, okay, that's my spiel on that. But I do really think that this is something that I will continue to use. So I'll keep you updated on how I feel about that. Next, okay, we're gonna do, this is probably the last time I can use this, my Glossier Boy Brow. It's so done. Which again, not leaving the house, so I'm not trying to do anything. I don't really care so much that I like have the perfectly sculpted brows today. I don't even feel like there's any product really getting on this, so good thing I'm filming an empties soon, because that feels very much done with. I don't think there's any. Oh, got a little product out. There we go. Okay, so that was just the Glossier Boy Brow in black. Not bad, but let's see if I can throw this and make it in my empties bin. The opening is about this big because it's covered. Let's see if I can do it. I didn't do it. Okay, so I put a little bit, I mean you can see because it's creasing a little bit, I put a little bit of the foundation on my eyelids. So I'm just gonna blend that out so that it's not crease and then go in with this tan shade to set that. And we're gonna put that all over the lid and then blend it upwards. Do you see the difference? So it's just, it's subtle, but we're just kind of setting that foundation that I put on and giving us a base. I really love this palette. I bought it originally because it's Baby Yoda and I like wanted some more greens in my collection, but like it truly has ended up being a palette that I really love reaching for. Here's what I think we're gonna do today. I think we're gonna put some olive green here. I think we're gonna put some of this in the crease with this. And then we're going to put this like goldy green shimmer shade all over the lid. I think that's what we're going to go for. So let's just pull out a few brushes. So I'm going to go in with Float Your Crib. And we're just going to, I'm starting, this is a super fluffy brush. So I'm starting here on the outside. And then buffing it in to the crease. Again, do the same thing on the other side. Before I switch brushes, I'm going to swipe a little bit of this underneath. Not a lot. Like, do you see? It's like so subtle because there's hardly any product left on this brush. Okay, I'm going to go back in with that tan shade and just kind of blend out this olive green a little bit. Just so it's a little warmer up by the brow bone and things look a little more blended. Like that. Lastly, I'm going to take the shade The Force, which is that gold, super pretty. It's like a, see if it'll focus. Yeah, look at the sheen on that. It's a pretty like gold shift green duochrome. And we're just going to pop that on the lid. That's really pretty. A little more glittery than I typically like, but they're tiny, tiny, tiny glitter particles. So hopefully it won't go anywhere. Pretty. Okay. It's pretty, I like it. Lastly, I'm going to go back in with that fluffy brush and just blend out where the lid and the crease and outer corner meet so that the green and the gold fade nicely into each other. Okay, I'm going to take my powder brush and just, there was a little bit of glitter that fell out, but came off pretty easily. we're gonna spray the face, not necessarily for the foundation, but because there's glitter on the eyes and I wanna make sure that it doesn't fall off. So it'll kind of help that stay put because a little bit will get on my eyelids. But the other reason that I want to do it too is that if under my eyes is sprayed, if some glitter falls out, it's easier to brush away because you have that setting spray on your face before the glitter falls. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. This is just Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. The original formula, not the matte one or the Luminous, I think is the other one. Okay. So you can see this is a super subtle, light, everyday makeup. I'm really liking it. We're going to do mascara. I'm going to use my Sky High Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara, and I have really grown to love this mascara. Like, it's one of my top favorites from the drugstore. I will always have it on hand. I didn't curl my lashes today just because it's an extra step and I don't care that much for today, but I really love how it holds a curl when I do curl my lashes. My lashes are so straight and no mascara ever holds a curl, but this one really does. So we're just doing top mascara today because, again, nice and easy. That's the finished look. That's it. What do you think? I'm not going to put a lip product on because, again, I'm about to work out, so it's kind of pointless. I know you're probably like, wait, you just put makeup on and now you're going to work out? It's just how it worked into my schedule today, okay? I might film another video. I'll probably film another video before I work out. That is the look. Do we think I can pull this clip out without pulling out all of my hair? I love these clips, but that happens all the freaking time. So that's the look. Really nice, subtle, that golden green, super pretty. I really love that for every day. Love this palette, but if you've been following my channel, you already knew that. I give this, so far, an 8 out of 10. I have to see how it wears with my True Lumi Glotion and how it like wears throughout the day, obviously. I'll have to do that. Before I can like really give what I think about this, I'll include it in a speed review in the future, but before I can really share, I need to do two things. So today I did it on its own, but then I used setting spray. I need to do on its own without setting spray, and then I also need to wear it under the True Match Lumi Glotion. Or excuse me, on top of True Match Lumi Glotion. Then once I've done all three of those things, then I'll really get a good feel for like if it gets my stamp of approval. But so far I really like it. It passed the first of my 3 tests and that makes me really excited. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in my next one. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave.